Hello, my name is Osman Ahmed, and I'm speaking from Richland, Washington, which happens to be in the Pacific Northwest of the USA and about 3.5 hour drive from Seattle on the east side, and from Portland, Oregon, another 3.5 hours on the northeast side. So I just wanted to give you a reference as where I am located, because Richland, Washington is a very small place. Now I work here at Pacific Northwest National Laboratory. This is one of the 17 labs that the government of the USA, through Department of Energy, actually owns and operates. I'm very thankful to you, first of all, for your time to listen to my innovation journey, especially focusing on patenting. And I'm equally thankful to Professor Gargett for inviting me and giving me a chance to share my story with all of you. Later, if you have any questions, please feel free to contact me through Professor Gargett, and I'll be happy to have any discussions or dialogue with you. So, I'm going to actually look at my 30 years of journey, especially with Siemens Corporation, where I worked and actually developed quite a few. I'm very humble to say that number of patents worldwide, maybe 150 or so, and in the USA, about 42 awarded patents and 20 pending. So I'm going to actually share with you my journey, and I'm going to reflect on the fact what drove me to do patenting, what value actually drove me from my perspective to do patenting. So initially, when I was a young engineer, I didn't have much idea about patenting and innovation. But once I learned and I started developing some patents, the basic focus was novelty for our products and solutions. And the company awarded us with some incremental reward, perhaps $1,000 or so. No licensing revenue, by the way, sharing with the employees, but a nice plaque on the wall. So that was the main sort of driver initially, to see if I can get some plaques on the wall. I can talk to my mom and dad and my wife and my community. This was great, and of course, $1,000 doesn't hurt you. But as I moved along my career, I found that I can actually create another level of importance within the corporation, and that is basically to focus on creating a strategic value on innovation, or strategic value of innovation by creating patents. Now, here the thought process is that we'll be looking into some emerging technology, and we'll be developing some concepts that are novel, that are easy to explain to a layman. As you know, that's a requirement from the patent office, but also creating a nice portfolio of such patents for future offensive mechanism or defensive mechanism, but most importantly, perhaps to create a chance for licensing revenue in the future. So when that strategic value became clear to me, I was driven to create that value because I was in that position, a higher position in the company, to drive not only my patent portfolio, but also the patent portfolio of our research and innovation organization, and so on and so forth. One thing is that a company like Siemens, a multinational global company whose DNA happens to be innovation, number of patents actually play a key role, or also as a key performance indicator to evaluate or value the company's intellectual asset. And in that way, the Wall Street, the financial market actually gives a lot of weight in saying, yeah, Siemens or any other company is a great company, and here comes so many patents from this company. So the future is secured if you work with this company. If you invest in this company as future, the innovation future is secured. So that's if strategic value that drove me in my sort of later stage of my career with Siemens. The third one is perhaps the most important and not very direct or transparent, and that is the intrinsic value of patent for an inventor, and that is essentially passion for exploring a novelty, passion for exploring or discovery new features or brand new concepts essentially. So a company really becomes a truly sustainable or sustained innovation company over the years if they can stimulate that passion of inventor. How to cultivate an organization, how to create an open culture, an open environment, so people can freely express their ideas. They are not really criticized for really thinking about moonshots. So if you can really if you can actually cultivate that culture of innovation, and if you see the results becomes or one of the results becomes actually patents, so that sort of value, the intrinsic value, perhaps becomes most important. And in my case, it drove me actually throughout my career and still driving me today. I just want to end my talk by sharing one little incident that I know. Sir Edmund Hillary, the famous explorer, the Kiwi from New Zealand. I mean, we call them Kiwis, but he came to New York before he passed away, and he was asked what actually drives, his seeking of exploration of new ground in the world. And without any hesitation, he said, "This is essentially driven by my passion and to have fun." Because when you discover a new path, when you discover a new value in the world, and while you do that, the process of getting to your destination, which is not always for sure obtainable, that becomes really truly a remarkable fun. So I hope I was able to share my experience. And just to summarize, the three values that I saw in my professional career, and by the way, I'm still driven by those things. A little bit of financial award, yes. Recognition, yes. Strategic value, but perhaps most important happens to be this intrinsic value of passion. Thank you and have a great day. Bye-bye.